guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 12 of the Spy Hunter. Now, this is a very big and heavy cabinet. So what I'm going to do is put the wheels on first, because I took the wheels apart because they were all rusty. I want to put those back together and put them on first. And then after we put those on, I am going to put the T-molding on. Just because the T-molding wraps all the way around the whole cabinet and underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on its back. I'm going to start the T-molding on the bottom. I'm going to put a staple in it, run it all around the front, down the back, and then back to the bottom again, and then put another staple, just to keep it from wanting to come loose at any point. So this is the wheels and the brackets. If you remember, I sandblasted all these because these were completely coated in rust. So there's just a pin that goes between them, right like this, and it takes an E-clip on this side. I actually have some crushed walnut shells stuck in the groove here. Should probably pick those out real quick. So I'm gonna have to dump this out because there's hardware. It's all mixed together. But this is how, these were all rusty. This is how nice that tumbler works with the crushed walnut shells. The hardware from the Jungle Hunt cabinet that I took apart was really rusty, and that I actually used a different type of material in there. The parts have been going for a week now, not a week, since about 4 or 5 days now, and they're getting pretty clean now too. I actually used it's like crushed coal, Black Beauty it's called. The red label bag called Black Beauty from Tractor Supply. Where are the E-clips? Oh, this isn't the right pin. I gotta find where the parts are. Thought they were in there, but I guess not. Must be another container of parts down there. There is. This basket, or this strainer, is still full of parts too. This is how much hardware alone is in this game. And if anybody hasn't been following these videos, all this are the parts for Spy Hunter. That's extra power supply from a Tron, and then there's a few lingering parts over there for Stargate. So basically everything you see here is just about all Spy Hunter related. So these are the pins that we're looking for, I believe. I could be wrong again. There's 2 of them. They're the right diameter. Yep, these are them. That's the only downfall about the crushed walnut shells. The tumbler in general is this stuff will get stuck inside of the Phillips screw heads and any grooves or anything like that, and you got to clean it out. It's the only downfall by using that. But how else are you going to get this hardware to look brand new again? You're not going to sit there and sandblast each little piece. That would take forever. Plus, it would wear through your gloves. It wouldn't be worth it. So I need to find a couple clips here. This is going to be a pretty long video. I want to try to knock out a bunch of stuff on this, getting it back together. I'd like to have it all back together by the weekend, end of the weekend. Okay, so basically these are extremely easy to put together. Here's your bracket, your wheel, you slide your wheel in there. Now this is fatter on one side and skinny on the other, so when you slide it through here, it only can go so far this way, and it bottoms out. And then you put your clip on, That's it. Nothing holds that side. Just the pin protrudes out past the metal, and that's all you need. So we'll bolt these on the cabinet, and then we're going to get the T-molding knocked out. And once again, I'll just fast forward the T-molding so you're not sitting there for 20 minutes watching me pound in T-molding. Right, so I'm going to get the screws and go put these on. I actually have to put those wheels on when it's laying on its back. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing laid down, and we are going to knock out the T-molding and these, not the legs, these wheels. All right, actually I need to back up even one step farther. We got to put the side art on so that it overhangs, and then the T-molding holds it in place. I forgot this is a full side art I got, because originally the side art was I think it was just a partial. Oh no, they sell partial pieces, but I got the full side that covers the whole side of the cabinet. So I need to go grab that. We need to put that on, and then the T-molding, because that side art's going to be overhanging the edge, and I like to fold it over and then pound the T-molding in. I like installing the vinyl with the cabinet standing up. I have the best luck that way. I've done it with the cabinet laying down, but sometimes I tend to get big air bubbles in it. So by it standing up, the vinyl kind of relaxes as it's hanging down. I also like to install my vinyl without wetting it. I don't like using the liquid because the bubbles take a while to go away. Sometimes it takes me several attempts before I get it to where I want it on the cabinet. But the good thing is by painting it with automotive paint, you can simply peel it right back off and readjust it without having any issues. I cut the T-mold long because I thought it went all the way underneath the cabinet, but instead it ended about 6 inches from the end of each side rather than going straight across the whole bottom. All right, it's back up. That took me about a half an hour to put the side art on and the T-molding and the wheels, which really isn't that bad. So now we can start with the marquee, work our way down. So I'm gonna clean up some of this mess and then we'll start working on that. Okay, we put the speakers in, then the marquee light, and then we can put the marquee on, and then I'll be able to plug the speakers in from the back and put the ground wires onto the speakers as well. Just like all the other Midway games, except for these speaker grills are different than the square ones that they use on almost everything. This speaker grill is the same speaker grill that's in the Pango. I'm actually going to stick this harness in because it's just going to be a little bit easier. The good thing is that the ground wires clip onto the speaker rather than go onto the terminal of the speaker. So I can tighten those speakers up. This is my plug for the marquee light. So I can tighten these up, and then I got to get the harness for the speaker wires and get those plugged in. I got to look at the manual and see which color goes on which side. Okay, I got the manual for the speakers, and if you look right here, it says right speaker, positive is white and blue, negative is green. So white and blue is the right speaker. Positive terminal. And then the other side, positive is white and red, and then negative is green and blue. Oh, I'm sorry, green and black. I'm sorry, it's white and black is positive on the right side, green is negative on the right side, white and red is positive on the left side, and green and black is negative on the left side. Now keep in mind, your positive's up here, which means when you flip this over, your positive will be on the opposite side. It'll be on the back side rather than the front side. So now we have those hooked up, we can just drape this back there for now. Now we can get the marquee light screwed in. Don't mind the dogs, they're just playing. All right, I'm gonna get this plug back up here. Where's Is it already up here? Yes, it is. Okay, our marquee light is plugged in. So next, I got to clean the glass for the marquee, so I'm going to go do that real quick, and then we can put that in. Okay, we're going to put the lower marquee bracket on first, and I'm going to use my security screws that I use on all of my marquees. It's these star bits with a nipple in the center, I guess you'd say, and it has a built-in washer. So I just want to get this lightly started. I don't want to tighten it all the way yet. Grab the marquee, we'll slide that in there. Now this marquee has a little bit of peeling down here starting, but we're using it. It's original and it's not in horrible shape. I gotta put these side things on. Pieces of plastic, it's like a U-channel. After this, we're going to put the coin door on. Then we're going to spin it around and get some of the boards mounted in there. Tomorrow, we're going to put the controls together. We're going to put the control panel back together and the gas pedal. This upper marquee bracket has some cigarette burns on the outer edge. People must have been setting their cigarettes up there. I'm leaving it on there. I think it looks pretty cool. Can't see. Let's get something to stand on. It's a tall game, and that ceiling is a little bit in the way. Now I'm going to get the parts for the coin door. Put that in. If you guys remember, we already had put this back together in the shop, so that saves some time. And we can also get that basket in there as well. It's a little dusty. But this gets a washer and a nut. Slam switch fell off. To resolder that on. I'll just set it up here for now. I don't have a socket over here, but I got an open end wrench. All right, let me go get the stuff for the basket. Okay, so these once again are the big flat, almost flat carriage bolts. And then on this cabinet, they use these as washers on the backside to hold the basket in. I don't know if these are correct or not, but this is what came out of the game and it's going back in. These you'll see a lot on a monitor, so I don't know if somebody added these or if they use them from the factory. Totally missed it. Thought I had it lined up. All right, get these tightened down. right, found a big washer in the bottom of the cabinet. Grabbing the coin bucket here. I'm going to wash this thing up real quick, and we can put this back in. All right, that's all together. Get my paper towel and wipe off that coin door. Okay, looking awesome. All right, so I'm going to get it spun around. We're going to put a little bit of the boards in now. I'm going to throw the handles in and the on-off switch. I think this on-off switch went in on an angle, but I'm not positive. I'll know once I look up there. Right here I realized that I put the lower bracket in upside down for the power supply. Plus I am missing the upper bracket to hold the power supply from sliding out of the cabinet. I should have one in my storage room. Okay, now I'm going to put the monitor brackets back in. Now I put these boards in. They might need to be spun. I'm not sure yet, depending on how the wiring lines up. So these just stay on those pegs, and then you put your screws in. Five per side on the screws. I like using this drill because it doesn't over torque them into the particle board. Apparently I dropped the screw in the bottom of the cabinet somewhere. There it is. All right. Now we have the this we have to tie back onto the wiring harness. This is the tag for the Spy Hunter. I'm going to tape it back together and we'll tie it back to the wiring harness once we get the wiring harness routed in the cabinet. This we could staple back in, and we could staple this back in as well. This went right here, I believe. let me double check. Where did this one go? Trying to look to see if I can find where the staples go on these. Might have to go back and look at my video. There it is. All right, tag went right there. See the staple holes, so let me grab my little stapler. Staple that on. I could see exactly where they were. Right there. And I'm pretty sure that the paper went over here, which I just need to verify with my little flashlight again. Oh boy. There was a staple right here. Yep, that's it. I'm actually gonna put an extra staple in it right here. All right, so we got the instruction sheet back in there. I'm gonna put this kick plate back on. I'm gonna use the security screws. If you remember how bad this thing was and I sandblasted it, it actually turned out pretty nice. Can I put this in here? I think I could put it on, and then the pedal assembly can go on top of it. All right. I think we're going to end part 12 here, guys. We've gotten some stuff off the table. We're getting there. Tomorrow we're going to concentrate on the control panel, putting the steering back together, putting the brake pedal back together, putting the steering yoke back together, and possibly starting to put them into the cabinet. Probably put the overlay on. This overlay came from Phoenix Arcade. The colors are black light reflective. So we'll probably get quite a bit of this done tomorrow. It's going pretty quick. Could I put this whole thing together in one long day? I think so, for sure. But you know, I don't need to rush it either. So it's looking pretty cool. Let's take a good look at the side of the cabinet now. But not a bad looking marquee. You know, a little bit screwed up right there, but you know what? It's original. So we're getting there, guys. But yeah, you can see I always put the tags back in. I've had people ask me, why do you take those things out? Because I spray the cabinet, and if I don't take them out and I get overspray on it, then it's going to look like crap. What is the number of this cabinet? 1973 is the number on it. So this is going to end part 12. Tomorrow will be part 13. I'll bet you by part 14 we're going to be real close to being done, is my guess, is my hope. We got to get the monitor back in here. There's a bracket here, a hinge for the control panel. Got to put that back on. We got to get the control panel together, get the controls together, get the latches back in here. There's still quite a bit to do, but we got a lot done tonight, I think. Like I said, the circuit boards, we might have to spin them around depending on how the connectors line up. I'm not sure, which that's easy, not a big deal. Just take the screws out, flop it over, and screw it back in. I don't think there's any hiccups or problems yet. So, oh, there is one. I have to figure out how these wires go onto the switch. I think the blue and yellow stripe go across from each other, and then same thing with the brown and yellow stripe. But I'm not positive. I could probably open up Journey or Tapper. I think they're both the same. I don't have a harness for Kick obviously yet, plus it's not in the cabinet, so I don't know. So I'm probably gonna have to open up one of my other MCR games and see how those line up. What was that other one? Actually, no, I think Kick and Tron might only have 2 wires going to it, unless that's the Williams. That could be the Stargate. I forget. So if I can get this working by the end of day Sunday, Monday at the latest, and operational and done, then hopefully I'm going to get back on that Stargate. Whether I have the manual or not, the mail's been horrible. I'm waiting on some edge connectors from Arcade Parts and Repair. I ordered them over a week ago. They've been sitting in Cleveland for like 3 days, and they haven't been, and now it says it's arriving late and it's left Cleveland. So hopefully I'll get those in the next day or two, because those edge connectors are to make the harness for Phoenix, which I'm borrowing a Phoenix harness, and I want to get it made and back to him as fast as possible, but I'm waiting on these stupid edge connectors so that I can do it. When I order edge connectors, I always order a few extra ones, because you never know, if you're going to need another one for something, or who knows. You could start putting your edge connector together and you're soldering your wires on there and you overheat it and you melt the plastic. Well, at least then you have extra ones. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end this video. Thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, share the video if you know anybody that's interested in watching this kind of stuff. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It costs nothing. Just let you know when new videos are coming out. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.